All right, video time. Hey, folks, how goes it? It's Wednesday, August 7th. Rainy afternoon up here on the job site. Still gorgeous, still green all over the place. I wasn't going to do a video because I couldn't really see that they'd made a whole lot of progress until I got up here, and it's like, yeah, there's some progress. Let me swing this around so you can see a little bit better. So that progress is on the second one. We'll get to that. Look at this. Okay, so they've got this all framed in to pour the patio. Look, they poured the patio on that one. Well, the base of the patio. That's not what the patio is going to look like, obviously. But this one's all ready to go. This structure here that they built, this is where the pump house is going to be. And if you remember from the other video, we decided that if we're building a pump house, let's make it even with the rest of the patio, and then we'll utilize the top of the pump house as part of the deck. So all of the structure that you're seeing here is ultimately going to be covered with well, as you could see on the other one, going over to this one, if we can jump back and forth, look at that, there's water in there. There's freaking water in there. But you can see on this one how they embedded the pieces into the patio, and I'm sure they anchored them in there. And there are going to be brace pieces because there's all these pieces that they just made over there. Those are brace pieces, and you can see here that they were customizing this stuff. So this has all got to be related to this. So when this is all said and done, the patio on the pool is going to kick out, hanging over the jungle, just that little bit. So, God, this gets better by the day. It's like, hey, might as well, right? If we're going to have pump houses for each one of the pools, and we wanted to put them in an inconspicuous but close spot, well, there's the spot, and we need to have a house over it. Well, let's not have that house go to waste. Let's use the roof as more deck space. So it's going to be so cool, just having this deck kind of hanging out over here. And of course, it's going to have legs. It doesn't really have legs. I don't think it's cantilevered. I don't think we're. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. If they're cantilevering that would be so cool. But I don't think they're going to. I mean, no, they can't. They can't, of course not, because it's going to have the structure below it for the pump house. So, of course, it's going to have legs and all of that and a structure to it and whatnot. Okay. I'm just thinking out loud as we go through this. So this looks great. They got all this all set to go. Better talk to them. Well, yeah. Okay, we have two options here. We could bring this out further here and create a corner right here, because there's going to be the shower head on this for going into the pool, because this is the entrance here into the pool. But we could also just buy a pre-made piece of concrete and just plop it there. However, we haven't poured yet, so, and we've got all this making of concrete. Anyway, you know what, I'm going to shoot a message over to Danny and have him ask Roberto what's the dealio. So okay, not the biggest problem in the world, but my thinking was it should probably get done before we pour the concrete, right? I mean, if we're gonna form this out here for a little shower pad, do that before they pour the concrete. But I mean, they did already pour the concrete on this one, which I don't quite get, because I thought we were talking about we were going to pop this out a little bit further. So I'll ask Danny what his thoughts are about that. Let's see, what else? So the welders would have been, they would have been welding on this stuff, but I don't think that looks like it would have taken that much. Although, look, here's another one here. So they built a bunch of these. But I know they were working on this because the plan is to get all of this kind of caught up. It's like first one's done, second one's done as far as all the welding and the flooring being in. This is the last one that needs to be done. And then they're going to go back and start working on the upper floor on that first one. That's the plan of attack. So I know that they were up here doing welding. So, and it looks really, really nice. If you look at this second one here as a better example, remember the first one down there is sagging a little bit, which is in the process of getting corrected, but the second one, they corrected it the first time. And then this one's being done correctly, but just looks stout, looks beefy. Way more space in between these than I thought there was going to be. It's really nice. Still haven't exactly figured out the best way to make sure that the people using this pool are not going to be seen by people coming up the stairs onto this patio. So we're going to have to create some sort of privacy, something or other. We'll figure all that out. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I don't know what else. I'm pretty sure the electrical should be getting done here pretty soon. We're still borrowing electricity from Chuck and Edie down the hill. Thank you, Chuck and Edie. Appreciate that. Appreciate all the baked goods. Boy, she can bake. And I can eat. She's got a happy neighbor in me. So, I know that sometime here soon we're going to have Issei come up here and install the pole, the electrical pole, which is going to go right about there on the other side of the street. Whoops. It wants to focus on my finger. And then from there, it'll swing over to our pole right there. And then if you remember that area right there that's all cinder blocked will eventually be enclosed, and that's where the electrical will come in there, but we're also going to have our own water storage for these 3 cabinas. And just because things happen with wells and you want to make sure you've got a reserve of water. There's a giant tank also of reserve at the top of the hill for the 3 houses that, well, me and the 2 other houses that'll be on this well. So in the event that something happens, and the well stops working, we have that tank first that's humongous. It's like 10,000 liters or something giant like that. And then we'll have one on site here that I think is just going to be like 2,000 liters maybe in that little room there. And then at some point when we get around to doing the main house, we'll have another water storage for the main house too. I'm not seeing anything else, guys. Okay, but this was strange. All right, so they moved a lot of dirt. Where did they move the dirt from? Was there another spot? Where did they excavate from? Because, okay, let me look here, just a sec. The reason I say that is because there are some new wheelbarrow lines kind of going around the fence and a berm of dirt, a new berm of dirt that I'll show you. Okay, it's from here, definitely from here, because there used to just be a mountain of dirt next to each one of these pools where the guys had excavated the pools and, and dug the trenches and whatnot. And I think Roberto decided there was too much dirt and he wanted to move it over to the other side of the property, which I am just fine with. So he completely cleaned up this line along the wall, at least as far as all the dirt that was piled up. I mean, it was pretty high. It was like, up to the side right here. And I figured we would do something with it, but okay, now we know what. So when I came around the corner of the fence here, I just noticed that there was this new, fairly well-worn line of wheelbarrow tracks. So They dumped it along the edges here. So this whole new berm and this, a lot of this dirt down here, this is from that other side, but all of this over here, this is all new. This is all done today. Yeah. That's all that is. All right, my friends, that's it for a Wednesday. Thanks for your time. Listen to me ramble. To be continued. Have a great night.